What if I told you if there was a fighting game with no online mode, extremely broken characters, and still played competitively today?
So what am I talking about? Of course, talking about Sailor Moon on the SNES.
Let's take a look at this video from Action Esports and see what kind of broken video game this is.
So like always, you like this stuff, you like retro games, you like Sailor Moon. Who doesn't like Sailor Moon? What's the song? Fighting evil by moonlight. You know. Anyway, hit that subscribe button and let's go.
Games that long ago faded into obscurity or were replaced with new versions are kept alive by the fans who fell in love with them all those years ago.
Yeah, that's the FGC, bro.
Oh, I'm getting chills already.
Sailor Moon
is filled with some of the wildest, most overpowered bullshit.
This game is definitely busted.
I agree. So I'm a Sailor Moon fan, but not the fighting game. Sailor Moon had a beat 'em up. I used to love playing the Sailor Moon beat 'em up. I never played the fighting game.
Known as Sailor Scouts, Sailor Venus, Sailor Mars, etc. Along with the addition of Chibi Moon.
This is so nice. I love this so much.
This is Sailor Moon S.
The crazy part about this, I know when I first played this game, like in a tournament. I heard about this game and they've been running weeklies about it in Toronto. They have a strong Sailor Moon S scene. They were trying to say like, oh yeah, just pick Sailor Mars. She's like old Sagat from ST, and I was like, okay, that's easy enough. Fireball DP, and it was like really intense. And then they even have like other top players like Xiao Hai from like the King of Fire's God himself to like get to play this game seriously. So
released for the Super Famicom in 1994.
1994? I was 9.
Future Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball FighterZ creators Arc System Works.
Daisuke's vision, baby. Here's Daisuke's vision.
Where the game departs from its peers is in the freedom of expression and truly insane things that characters can do.
Yeah, they got crazy combos.
So I hope they talk about the hitboxes. This game's got headshots.
So Sailor Moon kind of felt like that, which initially made it like fun to jump into.
I don't think Sailor Moon really like kills people like that. It doesn't have like that ST where it's like the damage is really high. Damage is only really high if like you get hit by a super. The supers are actually the thing that really makes the damage go really high, but like everything else is pretty normal.
One of the most unique examples of
the Chibi Moon.
Chibi Moon's infinite back.
Yeah, I saw this at Combo Breaker and the guy was so angry, bro. Oh, I think this is at Combo Breaker.
By implementing frame perfect inputs,
no way.
Backdash into backdash into backdash ad infinitum and avoid all damage forever.
Bro, people get hype. You can't get her.
Yeah, I love the crowd going crazy too.
But compared to even many games that released well after it, Sailor Moon S allows newcomers to execute cool special moves that might be too difficult to execute in other games.
It's a very brutal game.
Yeah, Missing Person is one of the founders of like making this game like seriously and taking this game seriously in Toronto, getting their whole community involved. So he's definitely one of the main key founders of like just promoting and hyping this game up.
That Sailor Moon teaches that I feel like a lot of fighting games, especially modern fighting games, don't teach you is patience and spatial awareness.
All right, now hold on. Now look, I respect your game and all, but come on, man. Modern games don't teach you patience and spatial awareness, but Sailor Moon S does. Come on now. Are you really saying picking up Sailor Moon S is gonna make you better at the game you play? Is this how we beat Daigo? Is that how we end Daigo's career? We all pick up Sailor Moon S?
After coming across Koshin's video on Sailor Moon, he began digging into the game, keeping his findings to himself as sort of a
I would just unplug my controller.
Traveled to Japan and experienced.
Imagine they just you go to their like arcade and then Sailor Mercury comes out of nowhere and just like, bro, I'm gonna wash you with my Sailor Mercury outfit and with Sailor Mercury as a character.
By the way, I had a crush on Mercury. She was my favorite Sailor Scout growing up. There's something about the short blue hair girls. I don't know. Young Jiyuna couldn't help himself.
We played it on the crappiest CRT on the planet at our local esports bar.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, they legit had the whole Toronto scene playing this game. It's actually crazy.
Sailor Moon S had one person who would eventually be responsible.
He got the esports pose. By the way, shout out to Panda for not making us do this esports pose. They were like, we don't do the esports pose. He was like, all right, let's do it.
When the Sailor Moon S community finally got a chance to meet the man responsible for the game's success, Koshin himself. The local to attend and even paid for his travel to the event.
It sped up the progression of the meta in our tournament scene.
You know what's the crazy part? He didn't win the tournament.
Oh yeah, isn't it Xiaohai? He played yeah, he played in this, and did he get like grand finals or something like that?
The story about Xiaohai was from Koshun. Koshun is the one that told that story. Is like he taught Xiaohai how to play Sailor Moon like in the hotel room, and then Xiaohai smoked him like right then on the spot. I mean that's what happens. That when a big dog picks up a niche game. I don't know, man.
Nah, you know, we might have to play some more Sailor Moon though, low key. Like I'm just like getting kind of hype watching it.
For the game, which ended up the last game that would be streamed every week.
Did you see that, by the way? So like I'm listening to Missing Person talk about the game, but I'm also watching it. Look what Uranus does. Just look at this.
Ended up the last.
Look at this grab. Ready? Look at what the.
But we were in an era where Street Fighter V was so polarizing. Marvel Infinite was polarizing.
What do you mean by polarizing? Explain further.
But was about to get a huge shot in the arm. As the scene was pushing signups.
Oh, take our Coney off the screen. Panda, how come we got our Coney in video now? What's going on?
Man, now that makes me want to try this game out.
The story of Sailor Moon S is
Boom.
the story of how a game can survive.
Golly, the
efforts
movement
of just one person, even if it takes years for that difference.
Look at this. They were hyping up this game, and they were like, yeah, you should play Sailor Moon. It looks good. And I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I will play Sailor Moon. You know what? I am going to play Sailor Moon. But then look at this.
Even if it takes years for that.
Look at that grab. Did you see that? Never mind.
Bro, what is that damage?
Can you see remnants of its gameplay in Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighters? Or does...
No. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't see it. Sorry.
I guess they explained a little bit, but like their mechanics, the game mechanics is like very interesting. Obviously, you have the super, he's talking about the super low life and everything. You get like really cool combos. But the one thing that they should have mentioned is that makes it very different from ST and like other kind of like Street Fighter clones, the ability of guard cancel. So usually guard cancel or alpha counters, you know, it costs like a bar. But in this game, you can guard cancel anytime you want after block.
Really pretty girls saving the world with also broken stuff.
You know, it's great that FGC is so huge now and like, you know, playing all these great games, but I also miss that small little community of people just hanging out with a bunch of people that like, you know, there's no money, there's no like fame, there's nothing. It's just like, hey, we like this game.
I just feel like those really old retro games are starting to bring up. I just hope that they're able to check out those like older games and be like, man, this is what people used to play.
If you did play Sailor Moon, who would you use? I gotta play Uranus now. After I saw that grab, it's way too cheap. I don't know.
But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment below. What games do you like seeing, and what games are you like where you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they ran tournaments for this game. This is so cool. Like, share, subscribe. You already know what to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.